Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me for the next Junior All-Stars season preview show. Today with me, I have the St. Croix Lutheran girls basketball team. Hello. We will start with Coach. Can we have you introduce yourself, and then we'll kick it to the players.
Yeah, I'm Coach David Mielke, and been coaching here for about 20 years.
Then we'll go to Laura.
I'm Laura. I'm a sophomore, and I am a shooting guard.
Zoey.
I'm Zoe. I'm a junior and I'm a guard.
Ella.
I'm Ella. I'm in 11th grade and I'm a point guard.
Sounds good. Thank you for everyone for taking your time to do this today. Coach, what we usually start with is just kind of a little preview, or not preview, a recap of last year, crazy year, COVID year, having to wear a mask, kind of not knowing if you're going to have a game from day to day or what opponent was going to call you the next day and say, hey, by the way, you're shut down for a couple weeks. Just from your perspective, what was it like last year, kind of lessons learned that you can take into this year as a team?
Yeah, that was an interesting year, but it was also a phenomenal year. We had 4 girls that were over 1,000 points, and it's pretty rare to have. So 3 of those graduated as seniors last year. And so we have 1,000 point scorer. So the thing we're learning right now is that others are going to have to step up and do some scoring. That's no doubt about that. But I still feel very comfortable with the team that's coming back. A lot of good experience and some new additions that we're very excited about as well.
I recognize, I think the 1,000 point scorer is on here, and I think that some of the new additions are on here. So
Yes.
We'll start with the players. Laura, from your perspective, what was last year like? I'm sure the players are thrilled the masks are gone.
Last year was just a lot of fun because we had those 3 seniors who have all been on varsity for 4, 5, or 6 years. So it's just fun to learn from them and just play with them.
And then looking at this year, Zoe, I'll kick it to you. What did you know about the program kind of coming in new, and what has, maybe surprised you, or things that have you excited about this coming season?
I think definitely from playing them, I've played against them my 8th grade year and my freshman year. So I think kind of realizing that they're very like family and like very close bonded built, which is like super nice and exciting. And especially like coming here already, I can tell that everything is just a team, and it really starts with that basic foundation. So I'm really excited to be able to experience that and build off of that.
Ella, and then we'll kick it to you. What has you excited for this group? What makes this group exciting and something that kind of we're getting anxious for the season?
I'm most excited for the new team aspect. We have Zoe coming in as a new junior, and then we have a few other people who are also coming in. And although it was sad that the 3 key seniors left last year, I'm super excited to have a new team and to make a new family again.
And so, Coach, looking at this year, I always say, I'm a Lynx fan, and Cheryl Reeve always talks about, they don't talk about big goals. They focus on day-to-day, next practice, next game, what's in front of them. And she says, if you take care of the little things, the big things will take care of themselves. Do you have that motto? Or I've also heard coaches say, we want to put, this is our goal. This is what we do day-to-day to get to that goal.
That's exactly what we do here. We'll have the top one, and then how many bench stones that we need to get to that top goal. Absolutely.
And then, so Laura, looking at this year, I always like to have the players kind of describe their teammates. Now, I don't know if you've played with her enough. How would you describe, or what do you think it's going to maybe be like to play with Zoe on the court? What's she going to bring to your team?
Just from playing against her for like 9 years, I know she's like one of the least selfish players, and she'll always make the extra pass. So I'm just excited to be able to play with someone like that.
And Zoe, describe what Ella brings to the court for the team from your perspective.
I think just she's like a little pest on defense. I always remember playing her against. So she was always up in your face, and she's like an insane passer. So I'm very excited to be able to have somebody that can like really dish the ball.
Ella, and then when you got a sharpshooter who can hit it pretty much from the parking lot like Laura, what's that like having out on the court?
It's great having her on the team. I played against her, like they were saying, like since I was in like 4th grade. And although I didn't like her then, she's one of my closest friends now. And I'm super excited because I don't really love scoring, but I do love driving and kicking out to her. And I think it's great to have that aspect.
And then, Coach, I have to ask, I've always been curious, kind of the Steph Curry, like the Diana Taurasi's, like, what is that from a coaching perspective, that happy balance of not wanting to kind of rein in what they like to do, but kind of making sure it's a good, and I've been at her games, a good shot for her can be pretty much a step in from inside the half court line. So what's that like from your perspective, kind of that good balance?
Well, we strive on that. We'll actually have plays for her to shoot out that far because she can. So that's the first thing. But we run a motion and we run within our system. And when that dog's down, we get into some sets to get us going again. But they know that I preach to them, it's about making that extra pass. We have to be a team. It is not a one player, team that we have. We have to be together and we have to make each other better. And that they do a great job of that. And I'm very excited for them to do that this year as well.
And then into any of the players, who on this team is that hype person, that big and one, getting the steal, getting a big block, who's getting pumped up, hollering, flexing, all that kind of stuff? Who's that person on the team?
I definitely, Laura. I think I haven't yet played with her, but like she kind of said, we've been playing against each other since we were in 2nd and 3rd grade. So definitely this past year, she's definitely the one that's very, very out there when she plays, especially during that. So I think it will be a true test this year, but I'm excited.
And so then I always ask the next question. I sometimes get an answer and sometimes they look at me like I'm crazy. Is there a good, healthy trash talker on the team that they let the other team know they're there, they have something to say, kind of, they don't back down in a situation? Is that also Laura, or is there someone else on the team? Laura, any rebuttal? You want to take that? You want to take those?
I would like to say thank you to my AAU coach Marcus for that one. That's all I got.
I'll make sure to tag him in that he gets a shout out for that. And then now we're going to talk about Coach a little, to the players. Does he have any coachisms, kind of sayings he lives by, models he lives by for the team that, kind of, this is, things that he kind of goes to, anything like that?
He's just really big on the family aspect. Like every day we're in here, we can talk to him about anything. Like he's like a second dad to all of us.
And then, Coach, in terms of that, from your perspective, why is that family key important? Why is that closeness kind of off the court and off the court? How does that help, as a basketball team, in your opinion?
Well, just like a family, there's going to be issues, right? And we're going to have issues, but how does a family take care of those? Lovingly, we're going to make sure that we talk and we get through things. I don't expect them all to be best friends on this team, but I want them to respect each other. And when they step on the court, they know that they can respect each other and trust each other. And that's family.
I like it. Now, players, let's look at this season. Is there a game that we have circled, a rivalry game, a big game, one that if I'm going to be in the stand, I better be there for this game? What's that game on the schedule, if there is one? To any of the players. Or Coach, you can, if you have one.
This year's a little tougher because we're going into a new conference and we're going into the Skyline, and so we're losing all the tri-metro teams. But we did put De La Salle on the schedule, so that's another big. That's going to be a big one. And we got a couple invitationals that we don't know much about the teams, but they're really good. I should say we don't know about them, but we've not played them before. So it's kind of new. It's a lot of new teams that we're going to be playing this year, and that's why when you asked that question, all the girls were like, they don't know how to answer that one. But I think De La Salle for sure, though.
So if I'm at a game, I better be at the De La Salle one, because Laura will be in the parking lot shooting threes and Zoey will be dishing out. So I said, and I hear that's a good opportunity for new rivalries, new teams, intense game, and those January games when sometimes the players and the coaches, it's like it's cold, it's tired, it's a long week. That kind of comes out on the court sometimes, I feel. So, and then the players will ask this. I always ask kind of a little more. Is there a player in Minnesota girls basketball, past or present, that if you had one chance to play with this player, this is who it would be that you haven't had a chance to, past or present, Minnesota girls high school basketball history. We'll start with Ella.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I would like to play with Paige. I mean, it's been super cool watching her play from Hopkins up to UConn. And I think it would be super cool to play with her because I love the way that she plays, how quick she is, how excited she is to play, all of her sick passes, her shots. I think it would be cool to play with her.
Laura.
I would say Amaya Battle, just because she can throw dimes left and right, which as a shooter, I like when people can pass the ball.
Seems like a good correlation there. And how about you, Zoe?
Okay, this is like pretty basic, but I'd probably say Laura. I think because we have been playing against each other for so long, it's like kind of cool to be able to now finally be able to play with each other. So I think I'm like super excited to be able to do that. But I definitely think throughout the years playing with her was something that I've wanted to do. So.
Coach, and then a question, and then we'll kick the question to you. Past or present Minnesota girls high school basketball, a player that you've never had a chance to coach, that this is the one player you wish you would have had a chance to coach.
One with Ella, Paige, that she's just an all-around player. That'd be so fun. She's a floor general. She can shoot the ball, take it to the hole. You could do a lot of sets with her as well, a lot of motion plays. So I would say Paige.
I always said the thing about Paige is you could run a play for her, and if she knew that if that was a good play, but she knew how to make a great play, like if the better shot was a pass out, even if it was her, she always made the right basketball play, whether it was drawn up for her or not. So
yeah, and that would make me look good.
Right. And then the players. So then, kind of along the same lines, is there any player, NBA, WNBA, college, pro, male, female, that you model your games after? That, I said Laura. I feel like Diana Taurasi and Steph Curry come to mind for me. But is there? We'll start with Laura. Kind of, I may have taken her to. Who are you model your game after?
Steph Curry, 100%. I used to be very obsessed with him, so he's just always been a big role model, just because he can shoot the ball so well.
Zoe.
I would say Maya Moore, definitely just because of her hard work and just the all-around player she is. So I definitely say Maya Moore.
Ella.
I would say Lindsay Whaling, despite being shorter than everyone else like me. I look up to her because, although she's short, she still is an amazing basketball player, made it super far. And yeah, I looked up to her.
And then, so now I got to kind of know about the atmosphere at a, St. Croix Lutheran game. When I come to a game, if someone hasn't been to one, I've been to games. I don't know where they've been if they haven't. What are they going to see on the court, off the court, in the stands, on the bench? What is someone going to see at a St. Croix Lutheran girls basketball game? We'll start with Coach.
We're going to see that they're putting their best effort on that floor. When we're playing, they're not going to give up. It doesn't matter what the score is, whether we're up or down, they're playing St. Croix ball. And if they're not, we're going to call a timeout and we're going to talk about that. We play St. Croix ball. So on the court, they're going at it.
And any of the players, what are we going to see from fans, the bench reaction, players on the court? What are we going to see?
I would just say even the players on the bench, everyone's just super into the game always. Like even if you just play a few minutes, you play the whole game, everyone on the bench is always getting hyped for no matter what. And then the same with the people in the stands. If it's full or small crowd, everyone's just super into it the whole time.
I like it. So then we're going to do, I always say this. So we'll start with Zoe. The 2021-2022 St. Croix Lutheran girls basketball team, describe them in one word.
I would say family.
Ella, what's one word from you for this year's team?
I would say hardworking.
Laura.
Energetic. Very.
Coach, what's the one word you got for this 2021-2022 team?
It's quite interesting. Zoe's new to our program, but she's already picking up on it. It's family.
Family. I like it. So I said, I want to thank you so much for your guys' time today. I said, I'm very excited to get out to a game. I said, you usually see me, I always say hat and Skittles. That's the two things you will see me at a game with is a hat and Skittles. And that's what I got. That's what I roll with. But I'm so excited to be at the game. I think you guys have a lot of success in your future. I think this is going to be an exciting season. I said, just look for the hat. I'll be there. The De La Salle one. I hear De La Salle's where I got to be at that game. So I will be there. But thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great season. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.